I was disappointed in Halloween Kills. And this film is even more disappointing than that. And that is tough to say because I am such a fan of the franchise. Welcome to Cine Here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray, and today I am reviewing Halloween Ends, directed by David Gordon Green, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Medichik, and Rowan Campbell. This film is set 4 years after the last film that we've seen, Halloween Kills, where Michael Myers went on a killing spree and the town fought him back. This is a direct sequel to that film and also the last of the new trilogy of Halloween films. The problem with this film is that for the first 45 minutes or maybe an hour, don't quote me on the time, but I'm pretty close, they tried to rebuild an entirely new story within this story. They tried to show the effects that Michael Myers had on the town and how they had affected the others, and that whole subplot for that first 45 minutes to an hour just did not sit well with me. It just was so poorly done, especially in a film where it's supposed to be the last of the new series. Like, in Halloween 2018 was so good to me. And I was really expecting this series because they said we was going to get 3 of them. So I really expected this new little mini series within the 13 film franchise was going to be really good. There are so many different subgenres of horror movies, and the Halloween franchise fall underneath the slasher subgenre of horror. And typically in most slashers, the last thing you want is a think piece or them trying to over-explain the trauma or anything else of what is going on with the killer. In slashers, typically what we want is kills. That is what slashers hang their head on. They hang their head on a pursuer pursuing different people or one person and killing a lot along the way. And that is what made Halloween such a great film at the beginning. And that is what made Halloween 2018 good as well. And this film got away from that. It got so far away from what we loved in the 2018 version of Halloween. It did not give it to you. Like I said, in the first 45 minutes, you barely get a kill, if any. And that's just so disheartening. Yes, the third act, they tried to pick it up, but it was little too late. And it's just so many writing mistakes that took part in this movie, and you've seen all of it coming, and none of it played out well at the end. This movie really was a disappointing, and as great as Jamie Lee Curtis is, the Scream Queen herself, she is phenomenal. And Andy, you start to carve yourself out in that same lane. You are starting to get in that bag of becoming a Scream Queen yourself. This movie didn't help, but you are building a nice, solid resume. Corey Cunningham, who is played by Rowan Campbell, is the newest character in this film. He is the one and the biggest reason why the film failed. I'm sorry, he is. I am not saying that Rowan Campbell did a bad job playing his role. He actually did a really good job, and I think overall, no one did bad. No one did bad as far as the acting is concerned. Most of the things that were bad were because of the script and where the story went. And I would have liked Rowan Campbell's character a lot more if they maybe didn't make his role that big in the film. If maybe his role was more diminished to maybe a third or fourth character in this particular film, that I think I would have liked not only this film a lot more, but his character as well. Because we came to this movie thinking that we're going to get a lot of Laurie Strode fighting off Michael Myers. And we got so little of that in this film. And that is so disappointing because this is the last film in this franchise, allegedly. And I want to give David Gordon Green a lot of credit because I do really believe that he did give a lot of life to the franchise of Halloween. Again, I believe Halloween 2018 was a really solid film and one of my favorite in the franchise, and that's saying a lot. It is really saying a lot, but I cannot excuse the 2 films following that. It's like the more films you make in the Halloween franchise, the worse it gets. It's not just him that did it. It also happened in some of the past versions as well. I guess let me talk about some of the things I liked in the film, because I've just been harping on so many of the negative things. One of the things that I enjoyed in this film is that when we finally did get to some of the kills, they were done right. They were done right for the most part. There may be one of them I didn't like, and a lot of them wasn't really anything new in the franchise, and that's kind of hard because, you know, Michael Myers has been killing since 1978, right? So it's hard to really introduce anything new in this franchise, at least when it comes to the kills. One in particular, I guess one group was really solid, but the rest were just par for course, right? It was just another day in the office for a Halloween film. At this point, Jamie Lee Curtis and also Laurie Strode, the character, has to go down in history as one of the best female protagonists in horror history. Yes, she is one of the best, if not the best. I can only think of a few that's even in her realm. Shout out to Ridley. But at the end of the day, she is the best, and she showed why in this film, like she has done in most of the films in this franchise. In the end, the more I talk about this film and this review, the worse my score gets. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a set number coming into this review, but the more I talk to you guys and the more I talk to you guys, the less and less I'm going to give this score. With that being said, I would give Halloween Ends a 4 out of 10. And it breaks my heart to even give it a score like that, because what I always like to say is anything less than a 5 out of 10 is something that is not worth watching or not worth your time. And I do believe that this film, especially for people that love the franchise, might not be worth your time. Now, for those who really don't care and they kind of want to just get a good scare, I don't even think this film provides that. I do believe that it might be worth checking out on Peacock, because it will be on Peacock. So I do believe it's worth checking out on there, but it's definitely not worth going to the theater and spending your hard-earned money. Make sure if you like this review that you either follow or subscribe. I want to hear what you think about this film. I want to know how you felt about the franchise entirely, and what is your favorite Halloween movie. We got to talk about that in the comments, because I'm so interested to see what all you guys think. And don't forget, you seen it here.